Hello, hello, and welcome to Paint Minis Live. I'm your host, Bill T, coming at you from the Creation Cave. Tonight we have Roleplay Wednesday on the books. Hello to Mercury Wells, popping in early. It's good to see you, Mercury Wells, and whoever is out there in the internet worlds. We have a fun special edition tonight. D and Disability has graciously decided to run MorkBorg for us tonight, so that's what we're going to be playing. We're going to be playing some MorkBorg. I am barely familiar with the system, but we've got a character sheet. We're up and running. So we're going to be doing that for Roleplay Wednesday tonight. Just a heads up, if you haven't, please leave your votes for what you want to see on Paint Minis Live in the community section of the channel. The vote will be wrapping up at the end of the stream tonight. So if you haven't cast your votes for what you want to see next, go to the community tab, go and see the post, what do you want to see next, and then go to the comments section. You'll see the ability to vote on those. Please place your votes there. We have the Warlord Titan rebuild for our Warhammer 40k themed mascot. So if you want to see a giant robot miniature be rebuilt that's the size of a small child, I'm going to do it if there's enough interest. If you want to see some NPCs and fun creature minis being painted next, we'll do that too, so cast your votes for that one if you want that. And then the other one is a paint and compare with Paint Minis Live, Frost and Fists, and the Hound's Armory, and we'll be picking a 40k mini to all paint up. I'll send out a duplicate mini to all three, or get all three of us the same mini, and we'll paint them up, compare our different art styles, and just have a good fun go at it. So that is the news for Paint Minis Live. And without further ado, let's introduce our fun friends here. Let's start with D and Disability, who will be DMing tonight.
Hi all.
Hello, hello. How's it going?
Oh, fine. I'm excited to run some MorkBorg. It's always a good day running Blackfort.
Nice. All right. And let's introduce Uncle Brett, who will be playing alongside me in the story.
Hello, everyone.
Hi there, Uncle Brett. How are you tonight?
Fair enough.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Welcome to ETC. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Without further ado, I will let D and Disability, who, if you haven't seen before on YouTube, please go and check out D and Disability. A lot of good, thinky conversations to be had on D and Disability's channel when it comes to anything gaming. Is there anything you'd like to say about that before we start there, Mr. D and Disability?
Most recently I have a video on metagaming, which y'all might find interesting, and tomorrow I have a video on player versus GM-centered RPG systems, and which ones might work best for your particular table. And remember, if you vehemently disagree with me, please do so in the comments. I love it. It's amazing. The algorithm loves it too.
All right. So, yeah, let's jump right in and have ourselves a time. I'm going to be rolling physical dice with the Paint Minis Live cam up here.
Nice.
So we'll be doing a little bit of dice rolls, just for the funsies of it.
I have to give a quick disclaimer for the game, in the sense that my disclaimer will be reading the back of the book. So for those that don't know anything about this, listen up. You ready?
Yeah.
A doom metal album of a game. A spiked flail in the face rules light heavy on everything else. One day all will blacken and burn, just as the two-headed basilisks have predicted. The world is dying, time is short. How will you face these last days? Robbing graves for soil-stained wealth, or facing down the apocalypse, hoping it can be fought? And that is the story of MorkBorg. Really suitable for audiences of 16 or older, so if you have little kids in the audience, have them go do something else for the next 2 hours.
Oh, I don't market this for the totlets. I try and keep it somewhat clean around here, but we skew towards the PG-13 and maybe a little edgier on the channel. So don't worry, we've got your back covered.
Okay, good. Let's bring out the baby-eating monstrosities, shall we? All right.
I'm already here. What do you want?
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So we will take place just outside Galgenbeck, one of my favorite cities and locations. You are at a roadside dive bar of sorts. It's little more than a hole in the wall run by a corpulent old woman who serves beer out of what you hope is a pitcher, what everybody else calls a clay bucket. But that said, for one reason or another, you two have been drawn together. A mysterious stranger, seemingly all skin and bone, has pulled you over to his table, has you wrapped with attention, though you cannot see his face, it being a bandaged mass hidden below a hood, a corpulent body hiding under his black robes. In his hands, he's shifting a small satchel, one holding the clink of some coins. It's almost like you've dreamt this, or maybe read about this somewhere. You're not quite sure. He's engrossed you with some light conversation, but nothing concrete. Now, let's go ahead and how would you two introduce yourselves to a leprous stranger that is quite literally jangling a bag of money under your noses?
I think I'm going to let Uncle Brat go first on that one.
That looks good. I'm very hungry.
Oh,
Okay.
hungry this one is.
All right. What do you two look like? Let's start there.
Sure. Back Sabbath, Back Stabbath looks at the stranger and the bag of gold. He caresses his short beard under his chin, and this larger set, burly looking fighter stares the bag up and down, and then stares the stranger up and down, and says, "You must want something," and proceeds to start flapping his hands or his wrists up and down, his elbows. Sorry, man, body parts, anatomy, hard tonight. His elbows up and down as he begins some type of fancy dance akin to that of the chicken dance. Not sure what he's about to get into.
Uncle Brat, you and your dog?
Yes, I have my ancient gore hound.
Mm-hmm.
I am nondescript. However, I've got these very ugly sores on my hands, which I continually rub. However, oh, by the way, my name is Saratan.
Ooh, Saratan.
You spell it backwards, and it's mud.
Very nice.
But I'm wearing plate mail armor. I've got a crossbow. I've got a sword and shield.
Ooh, you did decide on the sword. Good.
And my doggy, my ancient doggy, has got some light barding on him.
Good, good. Now, my friends, I have been looking for some idiots, just like you. Oh, sorry, not idiots. Adventurers, just like you. Now, time is short. The days grow long here. But I have a plan. I have turned on my fellows, you might see. I have turned, and I have even taken some of their coin. Here, take it. And you can see he rips open the bag almost with like a manic glee, and begins to just spill what is about 24 silver across the table. Knows, I do not care for it. This has been blood won by the graves of dead children, soiled their bodies, soiled them, despoiled them. I tell you, they must die. It went too far. They woke it up. They must die. Will you
These
do it?
coins, are they cursed?
These, no, not yet. Not yet, at least. Not if they don't still live.
Backstabbeth picks up a coin from the table and chomps
Yeah.
it between his teeth. Is it real silver?
It's fine silver.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's fine
just
silver. It has the
he's
prince's
a
face on it.
suspicious person.
Oh, absolutely. Your dog, incidentally, will not get near him. Like, he'll reach his hand out to the dog, and you watch your dog, who has no problem killing people, back away from his touch.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
So yeah, there's apparently some aversion there, but now, I don't want anything from this except for one thing. Bring me their ears. I have 4 companions inside, or at least they were my companions, you see, and I need their ears.
So you need 8 ears?
Yes. He hands you a long, quite finely hammered silver thread, and there's a bone needle tied to the end of it. String them on here. They will not be able to hear me in death. They will not be able to find me.
Backstabbeth looks at the man and says, Have you ever heard of therapy?
Have you ever, wondered about your old flame?
As far as therapy goes, I don't think there's therapy for the demons I've seen in this world. And unless we do something relatively quickly, there will be yet another one.
Oh, that's what this is about, says Backstabbeth, very surprised. That's what this is about. Okay, all right. The ears thing, a little weird. The demon, on the other hand, I think that maybe we can do something about that. Yeah, I think we could maybe try to do something about that.
Excellent.
He's very stressed. The chicken dance gets faster and faster.
Now then. So, if it's agreed, I will lead you. I will even take you to that at no small risk to myself, mind. Now, I cannot get involved. I cannot cross the entryway. Once they've been betrayed, I cannot help you. That said, let us go, my friends. And he, if you're willing to follow him, he quite quickly gets up for someone as corpulent as this man is. What little you see, it's almost like all of his mass is like in his gut and his chest. There's nothing in his arms, legs. And all you can see under the bandages that wrap his face are 2 wide jaundice eyes, almost kind of manic with insane glee. But
he has been through something very bad.
And there's not enough laudanum in the world to fix it. So, that said, are you choosing to follow him, or are you going to take his money and run?
Oh, I don't know. I don't like following anybody. I like just having money and running away.
That's fair.
Oh.
The only thing he can promise is that you can have whatever his friends had.
I mean, what his friends have is more than I have.
I mean, if all of his friends are arrayed like this, you might walk away rich men.
Ooh.
Mm. Backstabbeth looks over at Saratan and says, I mean, we could just walk away with this, but, I mean, can you imagine how they'd sing of us if we defeated Demon? The ale would be free for a year.
You really think we're going to live a year?
I don't care about your fame.
Hey, I'm 32. I plan to live to retirement at 34, okay?
Ark and Nim have already proclaimed the first psalm. We've seen it. The city shall be made hollow. Of those who rise from the hollowness, they shall not be seen.
Tell you
We've
what.
seen this. The two-headed basilisk has spoken. The end times have come. What are you two doing?
I'm leaning over to Backstabbeth, and I say, I'm willing to go, if anything, just to shut him up.
Fair enough, I'm in. Backstabbeth starts to follow our nondescript friend who has yet to reveal his name.
I guess to your great surprise, he doesn't shut up. The priest of Necrubal brings you along. The only thing he does really explain on the journey is that's because when you become a priest of Necrubal, you give up your own name. You no longer are a name. You are no longer a thing. You are a dead man walking. Indeed, as you wind your way through the ancient city of Galgenbeck, built on black basalt with towering buildings that all lean in towards each other, some of them even touching, forming kind of arches, others little more than dilapidated ruins, urchins kind of crawling around the street, people begging for money, others just simply lying down in a ditch and waiting to die. You make your way down into a deeper level, a sub-level, as this is literally a city built on city. And surprisingly, or at least hopefully for you, unsurprisingly, is within this inner level in a probably what once was either a mass burial site or a chapel. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. You are met with a almost 3-story tall door that's about 20 feet wide, made of human bone, studded with skulls. There are a pair of huge recessed brass handles, each about 2 feet long, set in at about chest height for you. And he gestures his hands and goes, he grabs, you're probably the less scary of the two there, Bill, so he's probably going to grab Sabbath by his jacket, and you can see like blood starts pouring from the bandages in his hands, and he leans in close and goes, "Do not trust your eyes. Do not give in to the deception inside. Promise me that. Promise me. Don't give in to the madness. Don't trust what you see."
What other senses should I use?
I can't give you the answer because then it's me going in. I can't go in. And he releases you, and he's left 2 big kind of bloody handprints, one on each arm.
Okay, all right. I'll heed your advice, priest. I guess it's time we go demon slaying Sarutan.
Indeed.
Give me a save v leprosy. No. His finger falls off. You can keep it. Okay, but how are you forcing these massive doors open? Which one of you is going to try and heave one of these open?
I will give it a shot. I'm gonna try the right door.
Sure. So D20 plus strength for you.
Okay. All right. We'll use We'll use the white one because this feels like a good one to use. Got a 10.
Okay. Uncle Brett, are you assisting as you watch?
Yes, I certainly would assist.
Okay. Then with some assistance, you can get that open. There's this moment where you grab the handle and you start to heave and you start to pull and you pull harder, and then Uncle Brett taps you on the shoulder and whispers in your ear, "It pushes in," and then you push and you push with all of your might, and as you both put your back into it, you heave the door at least far enough open for you to slip in. Staring immediately into the unlit blackness, you can see there appears to be a room utterly devoid of feature, about 40 feet in height to the ceiling, and 60 foot square. It is utterly black. The only thing of note is an odd, it could be a statue, it could be a pillar. You're not quite sure. It's hard to see in the dim. And that is affixed in kind of the center of the room. It's little more than head height. It's maybe 6.5, 7 feet tall total.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Well, I guess I'm gonna go and look for another door.
Okay.
Mainly, and I'm speaking aloud to Saratin as well. I think I need to go. We should find another door. He said not to believe our eyes, so I think maybe we avoid anything we see.
Well, how do we avoid everything we see? Then we're just walking blind.
That's a good point. Well, I mean, obviously, if there's only one thing in the room, should we not avoid it?
Can walk carefully around. I'm going to light a torch.
Okay, so you light a torch and step in.
Yes.
Why
Okay.
didn't I think of that? It's the same reason why I pulled on the door instead of push, wasn't it?
So you light your torch, and the two of you step in. You cajole your dog into entering. Kick it in the inside.
Dog.
And
Doggy.
and as the door swings back in behind you with a resounding boom, there's this discordant echo, and you can see the large door. It was behind you, wasn't it? Was it? You're not so sure anymore. Was it in front of you? The room starts to spin.
Oh.
Not quickly, not at any great speed, but somehow out of the blackness between there and here, one door has become 5. And those 5 move. Not in a counterclockwise or clockwise pattern, not in any pattern you can recognize. It's almost like they're doing figure 8s, back and forth, shifting in and out of focus in your vision. The discordant blur, it sets off a vibrating hum within your very body. It feels wrong. It sounds wrong. You feel it in your teeth.
Oh.
Can we get close to a door? Like grab a handle before it moves away from us.
Sure, absolutely. Let's see.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Okay. You reach forward at random. You grab a hold. Of a handle, and give me a presence check for me there, Uncle Brett.
Presence check. Okay.
Yep.
Second. See, 1d20. And presence is 0, 16.
Oh, nice. Okay. What do you imagine being on the other side of this door?
A corridor.
Okay. You focus, try and get your mind as clear as possible, push the discordance away, and go, surely there's something of use on the other side of this door, some entryway, some corridor, something. And you heave that door open with the raw force of your will, not your body. And inside, I guess, to somewhat of your surprise, is a long, narrow room that in some constraints could be considered a corridor, but it is immediately crawling out around your feet. Small insects, spiders, cockroaches, beetles, you're not entirely sure, but they come skittering out over your feet into the room, disappearing amongst the dirt and cobwebs on the floor. What they came out of were sacks, crates, chests, other bits of broken rubble and detritus that line that room. The moment he grabs that door and heaves it open, by the by, the room stops spinning. Everything is still. All the other doors disappear.
Oh.
Ah.
Huh. Okay. Well then. I guess we know where we're going now.
I guess so. I hope I didn't doom us to all eternity in this place, or listening to that priest talk.
Retirement was a long shot anyways.
True. Okay, I'm going to use my sword, and I'm just sort of, prodding at some of these sacks, slightly opening them with the tip of the sword.
They have the contents, at least, you prod one open. It looks to be filled with worm-eaten food. Grains, mostly cereals. The hall itself, this room is about 20 feet wide, about 60 feet long, about 6 foot ceiling. Your head almost scrapes the top. It's all, and here you realize this is all inset masonry. So it's it's nice, it's neatly joinered, but there's almost any mundane item you could look for in this room. Is there anything in particular y'all would be looking for?
Any sign of children?
Not here.
I'd be looking for signs of traps, or probably some type of egress.
Okay. Give me another presence check. Let's see if you find something of note.
I doubt it. It's a 12.
No, 12 is all you need. Well, in your search for traps, you do come up with a bear trap. Once laid down, they require a presence DR 14 to spot and do D8 damage. So you are welcome to take it with you if you so choose, but you do not find any kind of exit or egress beyond the entryway that you found.
Oh, great. Okay, yeah, I'll pick it up. Is this larger? Is this normal size?
I would count this as far as like what your backpack would be concerned as a singular normal sized item. Okay. You get any larger than that, and it's a bit much, but I count that as one.
Okie doke.
Backstab looks over at Saratan and says, Saratan, is there any detritus on that? Or anything out of the ordinary?
Oh, okay. I'll look at it carefully.
Okay, so you're looking at what? To see if
the bear trap, because that's what I'm assuming that I've just been asked to see if there's any detritus on the bear trap.
It seems in good working order. It's not rusty or anything. It's kept in good health.
Oh wow.
Hey,
okay.
Look at that. It's clean as a whistle.
I wouldn't eat off it, but yeah. I also wouldn't put it on the ground with your dog being nearby.
At least not still open and locked.
Indeed. All right. What do you, party? Anything else you are searching for here?
I think at this point, it seems like a torch is a very handy tool, and Backstabeth is realizing that he might need one as well. So he's going to take out a torch, and he's going to light one and put it on the ground, and then he's going to light another one, and he's going to walk deeper into the room.
Okay.
And just leave the other one on the floor.
Sure. You wade into the room. You leave it burning behind you. You turn, you look back. It's still there on the floor, still burning. But it seems disconcertingly long. Like the journey takes minutes when it is to, of course, to Saratan's eyes only seconds to cross. But otherwise, nothing necessarily of note. You nearly trip over a sack of potatoes, but that's life.
Okay, fair enough. There's nothing else at the other end of the room.
There's no. All? It ends in joinered wall.
Okay.
So you have come across a dead end.
Yes.
Well, that's perplexing. There's nothing else in the room.
Correct.
Are there any drains or like grates in the wall? You know, kind of like old cistern-y looking things?
There's not even an air vent.
Wow. Okay. All right. I think we stumbled across a storage room.
Yes.
What do you think?
It looks like this is not the door to open.
Everything in here is perfectly dry, by the way, like arid level of dry.
Oh. Well, is the door still there? The other one's vanished, so...
So, looking back, if you look back into the large room, there's the doorway that connects this storage hall and the main kind of, what I'm going to call the statue room, right? There's that door, but that was the only door you saw. All the others disappeared.
I wonder if we should leave this room, close the door. Well, actually, we want to mark it before we close it. And then see if we get the doors back again.
Okay, do you have something to mark the door with? Chalk or charcoal, perhaps?
I could use this. Well, what is the door made out of?
That's actually a good question here. So the previous kind of large hall door was made from knitted bone. This one, on the other hand, as well as all of the ones you saw, quite to your kind of perplexity, seems to be made out of some kind of desiccated wood, whether it's walnut or some other dark, or mahogany, some kind of dark wood, or whether it's simply been stained. You're not quite sure, but it's not too different. It bears almost an exact likeness to the original entranceway door made of human bone, but shrunk down to only about 5 feet by about 3 feet.
Okay, you use the carbon from the burning torch and make a burn mark on it, on the door.
Sure.
That's smart.
Sure, that's
smart.
easily doable. You can scorch the door just fine. All right. This reminds me. Did both of you roll your omens for the day?
No.
You get D2 omens. Roll those now. So, for those who are playing along in the audience, what omens do, omens are really fun. They're one of my favorite things about MorkBorg. They let you re-roll dice. So if you fail, you can try again. They also let you decrease what's called DR, the difficulty rating of the roll, if you would. So if you normally need a 12 to pass and say you roll a 9, well, you can decrease it by 4 and mean you only need an 8 to pass. So then you pass. They're really nice. So roll your D2 and just note that somewhere for the time being because it changes every day. All right. So that said, I presume Uncle Brat is stepping out of the room now that he has scorched it. Are you as well there, Bill?
Yeah, I'm going to leave the room.
Alrighty. So you two step out, and in short order, that discordant whispering, that alien feeling, all of your skin feels alive as 1,000 nerve-ending shriek in protest. The disorienting spinning starts to happen again. The doors begin to fade into existence as if they were always there, just hidden. And they begin to snake past each other. One of them, difficult to track, but one of them with a burn mark now of the 5.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's avoid that one.
All right. Who's going forward and trying to pick a door now?
I guess, so it's from like left to right then?
They're not moving necessarily left to right. They're crossing through each other. And that's really disturbing when you see one door seemingly phase through another door as one goes left and one goes right. Or they might go past each other as where one goes up. Because remember, this is a 40-foot tall ceiling. So one 5-foot door passes up and around another one as they intersect and pass back and forth. But they are in constant motion in all 3 axes, X, Y, and Z.
So yeah, we can't order them by any means. We just
Right.
have to
But you
grab
can
them.
see the one you mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
So grab one
Now-
that isn't marked.
You might try to order one, in the sense that Uncle Brat, you envisioned a hallway earlier, but then that's what you got. So, who's stepping forward this time?
I think I'll go after a door. I'm gonna
Alright.
try and reach out really quick and grab a hold of the handle of one of them and see
Alright.
what happens.
D20 plus presence.
Okay.
So in your instance, a D20 plus 0.
I'm gonna use this guy. D20 plus 0 it is. 19.
Yep. Nice. Okay. And what would you imagine being behind this door?
I would imagine
Uncounted wealth.
I would imagine a cotton candy forest with a plushy unicorn who farts rainbows and a yellow brick road that leads through the forest.
Okay. I know how I'm interpreting that. All
Okay.
right. You heave the door open,
Another door.
hoping with against all hope that this turns into a candy-coated paradise, and you are immediately met with a sudden god-awful shriek. This horrible, trilling, wailing, rising, and falling. I don't want to blow up my mic, so I'm not going to do it.
Sure.
As you heave this door open, a skeletal visage is the first thing you see. Black eye sockets staring, and then you see curved sword swinging, bony fist descending as one leg steps out. The room behind, I'm going to say him just for the sake of a gender. The room behind him, appearing to be a set of double bunks with minor equipment in them, and rising out of those bunks are then 3 other skeletons as well, though them unarmed.
I think we close the door, but as we're closing it, we make a big X, scorch a big X on that door. You don't want to go in there.
Right.
Give me a well, actually, let's roll initiative here. So here's a roll that I, as the DM, will make. And the initiative in MorkBorg is very simple. 1 through 3, the monsters go first. 5 through 6, the players do. 1 through 6, the monster goes first. I rolled a 1. So you start to push that door in forward, and the monster's all basically the skeleton in this instance pushes forward, and he can't physically shove you back. He doesn't have the muscle, right? But he threatens to cut off your hand. So as he just slides his scimitar just straight down the door, you have to yank your hand back, and he starts cleaving again at your head. Go ahead and make a defense roll for me. For you, that would be a 14 because you are a fanged deserter. So that's D20, clear a 14.
Clear a 14.
Good luck.
Let's see.
Yep.
Come on.
You can burn an omen if need
No.
be.
I think
What'd
I
you get?
might because I got a 6.
Okay. Well, that would only be a regular hit against you. It wouldn't be a crit. So the only way you get crits against you in this game are if you roll a 1. So it depends. Do you want to take the hit on the chin or no?
It's early on. I guess, yeah, I'll go ahead and take the hit on the chin. I only have 1 omens.
And you have light armor, right?
I do.
Okay. So then roll a D2 for me.
Okay.
That'll subtract from damage.
I have made my own homemade one out of a laser cut base, and I've etched 1 and 2 on either side.
Whatever works for you. You'll be rolling it a lot today.
I got a 1.
You get a 1. Okay, so you only take 3 points of damage.
Okay.
As and now it's Harryhausen on the deck. The other 3 are going to move up in addition, and so now you have 1 in melee with you and 3 are closing. What are you 2 doing? You could still, in theory, shut that door and shut the other 3 in, but you still have that 1 to deal with. It is now party go.
Yeah, I'm going to try to shut the door.
All right, so you're going to charge that door. All right. What about your dog, and what about you there, Bill?
I'm gonna, I guess, assuming that Saratan is going for the door, I'm gonna go ahead and swing at the skeleton with my flail.
Go for it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you do 5 or more points of damage to it, it's utterly destroyed. So, in one hit, I should note, in one hit. That is a fun rule with skeletons. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll resolve Bill's first. Go ahead. D20 plus strength.
D20 plus strength. I forgot.
Yep,
Sorry,
D20,
the damage is
Nope, you're good. You have to roll the hit first.
17 plus strength
that'll
is
hit. All right.
18.
Yep, and now
All
what's
right.
that damage?
All right. Whoop. 5.
All right, so you step forward and go, cut me, will you? And you give a great big sweeping stroke and you cleave through its rib cage, sending its sword scattering across the floor. There's a scimitar up for grabs if anyone wants it. Otherwise, Uncle Brat, go ahead, have Saratan charge forward and give me a strength check, please.
You
And what are you using to pin that door closed?
Ooh.
Do you have anything?
No,
A dagger, perhaps? A spike?
I have nothing.
A bar?
Backstabbeth. Before the scimitar hits the ground, I'm gonna grab it with my offhand, and then I'm gonna give it to Saratan.
All right, that'll be your
already.
Well,
What's that?
your call, Uncle Brett. If you have a sword already, you can jam that in the door.
Okay, I'll use the scimitar to jam it.
All right. So give me that strength roll. It'll all come down to that.
20 plus strength.
Yep, if you got it.
Yes, I have.
And if memory serves, Saratan actually has strength and spades, right? Don't you have like a +2?
Yes, I do. Oh, well, it helps if I do it in the right. I did it in the comments. Sorry about that, people.
We're using Uncle Pratt's using the Discord dice roller.
I wish this chat had a dice roller though. I really do.
Right.
That'd be cool.
They should put
I
that on the
failed.
YouTube comments section right there. Yeah, the live stream chat with a dice roller would be pretty cool.
What'd you get,
I
Uncle Brett?
failed 3.
All right. Do you want to burn an omen?
Sure, I'll burn an omen.
All right. How many do you have for the day?
2.
All right. So go ahead. Get your reroll. I presume you're wanting to reroll.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, not much better. It's a 9.
All right. So you hope, you pray, you will, You grab the sword slips out of your hands, goes skittering across the floor. You grab the sword again, and by the time you get to that door, the skeleton's bony foot is in the way. It leans out with its big skull death's head. What's your dog doing?
I'm gonna have dog attack.
All right, go ahead.
Doggy, go bite.
All right, D20, you have to roll a 10 or higher for your dog.
Doggy does a 14.
All right, go ahead and take your bite damage. I think it's D6.
Yeah.
What kind of dog is this there, Uncle Brat?
It's only a 1.
I'm imagining it's something like a bull mastiff, like the Italian kind of war mastiff, probably. Though, to be fair, with Uncle... See, because there is actually the small but vicious dog, if any of you know that reference, which is a dog you can buy. So it gets a hold of this thing's foot, starts shaking its head, and then realizes, wait a second, this thing doesn't feel pain. All right. I'm going to roll initiative again, and let's see what happens.
Okay.
Players do go first. So here's your chance, guys. What are you doing?
I'm gonna bite him.
All right, so we have you biting the skeleton. We have the dog biting the skeleton. What are you doing, Bill?
I'm biting the skeleton. Let's just follow the group.
All right.
Hey, we're all gonna bite some skeleton. Let's
Got
go.
big teeth.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Let's bite some bone.
Let's see here.
Who needs teeth? They're overrated.
All right. Uncle Brat, the skeleton does get a free attack against your scalp. I rolled. There's a 1 in 3 chance for the audience playing at home that if they use their ability to bite as frenzied berserkers, or as frenzied deserters, that they get a free attack. So Uncle Brat, make me a defense roll, please. And for you, this is an 18.
Gee.
Oh boy.
Well, actually, hold up. It would be because actually it's a minus. Isn't it a -2 for your armor? Shouldn't it only be a 16?
Well, are we talking about? Is this an agility?
This is defense. Defense specifically.
No. I believe for defense. Hold on. I'm new to this game too.
That's okay. I got it right. I got it right here.
Yeah.
Defense DR is +2. So normally for you it would be a 14 +2 from your armor would make it a 16. So roll a d20 and roll above a 16, or a 16 or higher. It's 18 for regular agility checks and 16 for defense rolls.
No, I failed.
Okay. That guy's going to beam you over the head. Roll for your armor. So that would be D6 +1 for you.
Yeah, and I've got a shield too.
Yep, that's the +1. You take 1.
Okie doke.
You take 1. Your minimum. So good news is you're not dead. Bad news is you lose a third of your hit points.
Right.
So as bony claws go and scrabble. But go ahead, both of you make your attack rolls for me.
Okay. Come on. Bite. 17.
That'll hit. Take your D6
right.
plus strength.
4, 5.
All right. So Uncle Brat, you lean in, you get stunned very briefly so Saratan gets stunned as Sabbath launches in and just rips off this thing's head, his jaw unhinging like a snake and just taking this guy's head clean off. There are 2 other targets though, so feel free to lash out with your bite and your dog's bite.
Sure enough, I will. That's a 14.
That'll hit. And your dog?
And that's a 19.
All right, that'll hit. All right, go ahead and take your damage for both. For you, it's D6 plus strength. For your dog, it's just a D6.
Way to roll, Uncle Brat.
Oh, no, don't worry.
He's like, I'll bungle this yet. Just you watch.
I can do this. I can muff this.
Nice.
Oh, okay, it's an 8 for me.
That's going to shatter one of them.
That's a 4 from the doggy.
All right. So your dog gets a hold of one's leg and starts tearing into it. You reach out with your teeth, get it around this thing's spinal column, and just rip the spine and everything else apart. Start spitting out vertebrae.
Tasty,
All right. Well,
tasty.
Well, it's this thing's go, and let's see here. It's going to attempt to brain your dog, because since your dog has a hold of its leg. So go ahead and have your dog give me a defense roll, please.
And
Well,
see.
it just has to roll above a 12, or actually roll above an 11, so 12 or higher.
No, it's a 10.
It's a 10? All right, so
But
your
he's got
dog...
his guarding.
All right, your dog takes 3 minus 1d2.
3 minus 1d2. Do you roll the 1d2?
Yo, you go ahead. You roll.
Okay.
Getting some painting on there, Bill?
I'm actually painting my crudely made D2 right now. Yeah, I've got to put the numbers in it because I can't. They don't show up on the camera.
No, I get it.
And that was a 1. So
All right, so he takes 2. So your dog takes 2. Yep. All right. Now, are you two going to fight to the death, or are you going to try and shut the door in this thing's face?
I'd like to shut the door in its face.
All right.
Are there any children before he shuts it?
Yep.
Can I observe and try and see if there are any children in the room?
Sure. No children in this room. There's a quick glance shows you that there are several bunks, and that's it. And by several, I literally mean 4.
Right. Because we're looking for children, right? Or am I just imagining the conversation we had?
There were the words "sacrificed" and "children" used in the same sentence earlier today. Yes.
Okay. Good. All right. I'm not losing my mind.
No, you're not. Bad news is the skeleton goes first. Uncle Brat, have your dog make another save as this thing's trying to peel. It reaches down with bony hands and starts scrabbling at your dog's head, trying to snap its neck.
Just doesn't sound polite at all.
No.
For crying out
You
loud.
might say your dog has a bone. It has a bone to pick with your dog.
Yes. I figured that you're gonna come up with something like that.
He has a real leg up on the situation.
Oh,
All right, what'd you get, Uncle Brett? How bad?
a 4.
Oh, that's not too bad. At least it's not a 1.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll armor for your dog, please.
And that was a 7.
Roll armor for your dog, so that's a D2.
Oh.
Well, 7 on a 20 would be a 1.
True. It was a 1.
All right, so there you go. Your dog takes 2 more. As this thing starts digging bony hands into your dog's head, and you start to see blood, around deep into its scalp and behind its ears. It just digs its claws in. All right, who's going to save the dog? Go ahead.
I'll try and save the dog.
Roll a hit.
Okay. All right. We'll do. Oh,
I presume you're using the. I presume you're using the flail.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. All right. Come on.
Let's try that again.
So, 16.
16 hits. All right.
All right.
And take your D8 plus strength. So D8 plus 1.
All right.
Chances are
3. And
3.
3.
You'll kill it. Yep. You'll kill it. So
4, actually.
Well, yep. You'd still kill it because the dog did 4 before. So you step forward and you cleave through it, and the dog is happy. It still has a femur clamped quite firmly in its jaws.
And he's looking for a place to bury it.
And he's pretty much oblivious to the fact that his head is bleeding. So, hey, you don't have war dogs don't have to be the smartest dogs. So, but that said, the 4 skeletons have collapsed, and you are left wondering, what you doing?
Okay, I guess we're going to examine the room.
Absolutely. There appear to be, as I said before, 4 cots in bunk bed fashion here in this room, but there don't appear to be any other forms of exit or egress. There's an old wash basin and what appear to be a couple of footlockers.
Okay, we'll open the footlockers, but not when they're directly in front of us. We'll just sort of swing them to the side as we're flanking them.
Okay. One quite disturbingly amongst the disused and broken contents, clothing, moth-eaten clothing falling apart, that kind of thing. Has a charred and disturbingly blood-stained silver amulet in it. You're not sure if it's worth anything in its present condition, but it could be. The other, as you kick it open and look in, the only thing of use left in that one is a small metal round shield.
Well,
If anybody needs a shield.
backstab at the look at Saratan and says, "You want the shield?
I have a shield.
You have a shield.
You want the shield?
I guess I'll take the shield."
All right. It adds 1 to your armor. It counts as 1 item carried for the purposes of the number of items you can carry. And yeah, so whenever you roll armor now, you roll D2 plus 1.
Okay. I'm just adding that to my character sheet real quick.
Absolutely. The only other thing of note in it is there's a broken arrowhead, like lodged in it, but you can pry that out.
What is the? I prize it out and I'd like to examine it. Is it made of any material I'd recognize?
It's case hardened iron. It's a bodkin. It's not a needle bodkin. It's what's called an armor cutter or a plate cutter.
Also, a very pointy looking arrow, right?
About 2 inches long, square in cross section. If you look on it, yeah, it's
Wow.
it is ye olde can opener of arrowhead designs.
Sure.
There's a pinhole going through the back of the shield, but nothing. You can see light through it, but it's not gonna hurt the shield much.
Is there from the surrounding area that we're from? Is this a local arrow or is this it's from somewhere else or a different time?
It's a military arrow. It's not a hunting arrow, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. So this is a man killing arrow. It's not it's not used for deer or anything like that.
Right.
Unless they're wearing plate armor.
Yeah. And to be fair, there are people that advocate for hunting the wildlife of Veland, with ballistae, but usually not for that reason. It's because the deer here are as big as cows and they're about as savage as bears.
Cheat. Sounds like Minnesota.
I
can attest to that.
All right. So whither goest thou, party? What do? There was also the scattered scimitar of the one undead, the one skeletal soldier, but so you can grab that if you feel like you need a sword. But
yeah, I'll throw the bloody silver amulet in my backpack.
Sure, absolutely.
I suppose you can just wash it. Yeah.
Backstabeth is gonna investigate the bones.
Yep.
How old are they? And are they familiar? Humanoid?
They're all
bones,
human.
or
They
what?
were all human. And they've all been boiled clean. These aren't skeletons that seem to have reanimated themselves. They seem to have been reanimated in service. And indeed, if you look in, say, the eye sockets of the surviving ones, you can see the upside down cross of the unholy priests. That is to say, the heretical priests have been burned in the back of their eye sockets.
Dang. Okay. Well, that plot thickens a little bit.
Yes, all you need to hear was an unholy priest.
So, do we have to do another door there, Uncle Brat? Saratan, do we have to do another? I'm failing the Macarena. Because Backstabbeth, when stressed, just gets fancier and fancier in his displays of
yes.
shenanigans.
I'm
That's his
starting to
downfall.
notice that.
Soon you'll be at pelvic thrusts and jellyfishing. It'll be great.
Let's hope we don't get any strikes tonight.
That was a SpongeBob reference for those playing at home.
So what door are we going into next?
Well, let's mark the outside of this door, close it, and let's grab an unmarked door at random.
All right. So you're gonna mark it with a torch again.
Yes.
All right. Who here is lashing out with their will as they grab a hold of the door?
I'll try it.
All right. Go ahead. Presence again.
That was also I gotta say that was a pretty ingenious thing about scarring the door with the torch. I thought
That was
really
good.
cool. That was good.
Okay, that was only a 10.
Okay. Ooh, good news is though, is this means you don't choose which door you open. I choose which door you open.
Oh, great.
Right? Yeah.
All right. So of the five present, you heave the door open, and you are immediately hit with the iron foul smell of old blood. It's thick, you can almost taste it. The door creeps open. You creep the door open about an inch, and it just kind of washes over you. And you can hear from the inside of the following chamber voices all stop, still. They're chanting, "Cut off."
Whoa,
Oh,
we found the sacrifices.
I guess. Well, yeah, I suppose there's no going back now.
I'm going to unlimber my crossbow.
Okay. So note, you have not opened the door fully. I have just described you kind of cracking the door open.
Right.
I really need.
Okay,
This
stick
whole
their-
display of stress is. I'm running out of ideas.
Why do you think I haven't used a sword yet? I'm afraid I have to cut myself every time I do it.
Right. Backstabbeth will be the point man, and he will crab walk his way into the room, Ella Zoidberg.
Okay. You
Didn't you just want to look into the crack before you walked in?
You're speaking to the guy who was pulling on the push door at the beginning of the session. There's Sarutan.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
as you crab walk your way in and you ease the door open, there are two things that come to mind. Oh God, there's 4 of them. They're wearing black robes and they're standing around the flayed body of a 5-year-old kid. The second thing that comes to your mind is, oh God, that's a sack of scorpions that just fell on my head. Get them off, get them off, get them off, get them off. I need you to make a toughness check against death, please.
Okay, we'll use the red
It's
D20 for that
it's
one.
only a DR8.
Okay, well, let's hope. Let's hope. All right. I got a 16.
All right.
Cool.
So good. As this basket of scorpions that was perched above the door, which is why it was only cracked open, falls down on you. You wriggle, you writhe, you feel stung. It hurts, but all it does is enrage you. The only thing now that you see is their bodies and this small, what was once probably a small child or a halfling. You're not quite sure, but their sacrifice among them. All of the members holding up bloodied skulls, seemingly freshly bloodied skulls, eye glowing by the hair still clinging to their scalps.
No. Yeet.
Um,
I guess I'm gonna charge.
Alrighty, I have one person calling for charging. Uncle Brett, you fished out your crossbow. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. What is your dog doing?
He'll charge next to. Oh God.
Good news. There's no like penalties for shooting in combat in this system, which is great.
Well, that's good.
So
Okay. You'll be flanking Backstabbeth.
Alrighty. So you two charge in. Let's roll to see who acts first, the cultists or the player. Oh, the players do. All right. So go ahead. You managed to act first. You can make your attack rolls as the cultists pull long knives.
All right. 19, baby.
Nice. Okay.
It's a 15.
Alrighty.
For,
Yep. Both of those will go. Both of those will hit.
And for the doggy.
Yep.
And doggy misses. It's only a 3.
Alrighty.
Oh. 2 for damage from backstabbeth.
Okie dokie. Thank you. Duly noted.
And, whoa! Oh, that's right. That's a different one.
And yeah,
Wait,
your crossbow does D8. Yep.
Yeah, 1d8. And was there any bonus on that? No, I think
Nope.
it was just.
Nope. Just a flat D8.
And that was a 6.
Nice. Okay. So your dog and sorry, forgive me, Sabbath, charge one. You put a quarrel into another, wounding. Well, let's see how it does his armor. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. All right. So he takes some damage. He takes some damage, not as much as you would like, but some. And now it's the priest's go, and let's see if they manage to kill you. I very much doubt it, but it's not impossible. All right, so one got an 8 for his spell, and one got a 7 for his spell. Let's have a look. Oh, that's fun. Okay. You see one of them holds the skull on high. The skull shatters in his hand, and he disappears completely from sight.
Oh.
The other one, that's a 2, okay, and that means they get 2, okay. The other one, the skull he holds on high, shatters in hand, and rising up out of the bones around them, you can now see as you've stepped into the room that this is an ossuary, a hall of bone. Mm-hmm. And rising up out of them, assembling themselves, are another pair of skeletons.
Oh, God.
The remaining 2 failed to cast their spells this turn, and instead will stab you. I would like both the dog and Sabbath to please make defense rolls for me. They're only DR10. These guys aren't very proficient.
You said you wanted a defense roll from me?
Defense roll, yep. So for you, it would normally be a 14, so it's a 12.
All right.
And the dog would normally be a 12, so it would be a 10.
Yeah, and
is that it?
Dog got a 16.
Dog is fine.
Is that a D20?
Yep.
Right? Okay.
D20 plus agility if you got it, which you don't.
9 plus...
Nothing.
Yeah.
Now, you can burn an omen and make that a pass.
I only have 1. So I think I'm going to take it.
All right. You take it on the chin. All right. Well, there goes that D4. I'll have to find it later. You take 1 point of damage. That's it. So even after your armor, the minimum you take is 1. So
all right.
So this guy charges forward with a knife and shanks you one, but good.
Gotcha.
All right. Party, second verse, same as the first, I presume?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good to me.
Players go first. Make your rolls. Note, you do have 3 targets because one of them is currently no longer to be found.
And both my dog and I miss.
Oof. So
14 for backstabbeth.
Nice. Go
So
ahead. Yep, brain him with a flail.
I'm gonna do it. For 3.
For 3, okay. I will roll for their armor. All right, so they take 1.
I don't have a like a dice tray or whatever, so I've just put bottles of paint in a semicircle around the.
Yeah, I see. I like that. Hey, if it works, it works.
Right.
Okay, now let me roll to see if the other two succeed in casting their spells this turn. They do not, which is good for you because one of those could be death. And I love the death spell; it's so much fun. So they will instead stab. The invisible one, and yes, I say invisible, is going to now take his turn to stab Uncle Brat in the face. So, Uncle Brat, normally you would have a DR 20 or a DR 16 defense roll. This guy gets a +4 because he's invisible, attacking from invisibility. So, therefore, you are going to make a DR 20 defense roll against this guy's knife coming directly at your face.
Why isn't that nice?
Well, I'd say
nat 20, and I failed.
Okay, so you do get stabbed. His invisibility spell is worth it, and I still need I need one from Uncle Brett, or not one, not Uncle Brett. I need one from Uncle Brat's dog, and I need two. Count them, two for Sabbath. As two guys with knives start kind of ganging up on you, and then I need two more defense rolls for the dog as those two skeletons come in.
So that's
three defense rolls for the dog. Yep.
Right. Okay.
No. 6 and a 3 for backstabbeth.
Oof.
Yeah.
I
think I am gonna burn my omen to pass one.
Okay. So then you would re-roll in that instance.
All right. No, 4.
Okay. Sorry.
No.
Good news, bad news. Good news is you take 1 point of damage by default. The other you have to roll your armor for.
Okay, fair enough.
So D2 +1 for you. And what about you, Uncle Brett? How'd your dog do?
Dog failed all 3.
Oof. Your dog takes 4 minus armor, 2 minus armor, and 2 minus armor. So your dog is going to probably take 1, and then what would be 4. So then you subtract D2 from that 4.
Okay.
And what'd you get there, Bill?
I got a 1.
You got a 1? All right, so 1 minus 4 in your instance is 3. So then you took 4 points of damage total this turn.
Oof.
Yeah, you're getting low.
Yeah. I currently am sitting on the precipice of lay 1 HP.
You might want to retreat.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about it at this point.
Subtract 1 from the maximum of those 3 hits.
Yep, correct.
So it'd be 3 removed from the total amount of the maximum.
Correct. So it would have been 1 plus 1 plus 2 for your dog, basically. If remember, 1 plus 1 plus 3 for your dog. So then that would have been 5 total for your dog. Yep. So that's after armor. After armor.
Okey-dokey.
Yep. Correct.
So doggy's got 1 left.
1 hit point left?
Yep.
Ouch. All right. Y'all might want to retreat. But let's see. What do y'all do in this turn? The priests went.
I think Backstabbeth is going to backpedal.
That's fair.
Like, yeah, boy. Come on, boy.
Russian kick dance your way out.
And I am signaling the dog. I'm not signaling Backstabbeth.
Okay, so y'all are going to try and retreat and close the door this turn, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, it's all going to come down to initiative then. No, it's not on your side, I'm afraid. I'm going to need the same rolls as before. 2, 3 on the dog, and then 1 on Uncle Brat. If you can survive this part, remember they're 2 easier than they normally would be at this point. So, for you, it would be a 12. Is that a no?
7 and 16.
Okay, so that's 1 yes. The bad news is you are going to hit 0, but the good news is there's still a 1 in 4 chance you'll be fine. So roll a d4.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Where's my little spiky boy? I had you somewhere. Here you are.
Oh,
Here's the foot destroyer.
nat 20 on myself.
That's good.
Oh, I got a 4. I got a 4. I'm gonna put it up. There you go.
I
got a
hate
4.
I hate to tell you something.
I got a 4.
The 4 is bad.
No.
The 4 is bad. The 1 is good. The 4 is bad. You are dead, sir. You are only of interest to historians.
Oh no.
As the 2 priests on you, one of them howls, "You will make a good sacrifice for our queen!" And then immediately all you see is a spurt of blood, and the last thing your eyes see is the ceiling as your body crumples like tinfoil.
But before I die, I yell out and I yell out to them, "You're nothing but war pigs." Sharon!
Right.
Sharon!
Uncle Brett, go ahead.
Okay.
You got a nat 20, right?
I had a nat 20, and the dog saved twice out of the 3 attacks.
Okay, so your dog's dead. And you, Uncle Brett, you get to attack back against the one that was attacking you for free.
I'm gonna bite him in the face. Well, I can't, even though I can't see his face. Yeah, I can.
Well, he is visible now.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So
Yes, I
go
will
ahead.
bite him in the face.
Go ahead. Man, I hadn't killed somebody
Come
in a long
on,
time.
Uncle Brett. You can do it. You can do it.
No, I can't.
Come on.
You can do it.
Roll a 3.
That won't do it.
Oh.
Does he get to attack you back for free because you're biting? No, he does not. Okay. So, Uncle Brett, you look at your dog, you look at your dead friend, and you go, "Peace!" And you slam the door. And as you step back into the room, the spinning nature of the room reveals itself again. The doors all start to move, but you do hear shouts coming from behind one of the moving portals. And I think that might be where we end today's session, unless you want to try and go back in there.
No.
All right, so
no.
you will quite happily escape with your tail between your legs.
Yes.
All right.
Too bad I couldn't drag out, a friendly corpse, but I couldn't have done it anyhow. I don't have the strength.
Oof. Well, you managed to concentrate on what was the door, and where 2 heroes and a loyal companion walked in, you are met with the bloodied, leprous priest of Necrubal, and you come out limping, and his spirits fall, and his head falls into his bloodied hands, and we are all doomed. And meanwhile, you have walking right down the street, maybe 20 feet away, there's another priest walking down the street, ringing a bell, going, "Doomed today! Doomed today! We're all doomed today!
What is this, Invader Zim?
Come join the priest of Necrubal! We're all doomed!" And welcome to another day, another craptastic day in the world of Veland, here with MorkBorg. Thank you.
Thank you.
Man, I hadn't killed someone in a long time. Sorry for killing your character like that, but
it was epic. That was I have to admit, for about an hour, how much of a morbidly dark place you managed to paint in my mind that is now going to live there rent free.
You're welcome.
Oh, well, if you see the artwork for it,
yeah,
really makes it dark.
I bet.
Seriously, this for those of you that want to play this game or are considering this game, this book is an art piece that you can play. It is a doom metal album that you can play. It is it's great fun. For those in Bill's Guac, or at least thinking about attending Guac, I am running MorkBorg games. Basically, the entire Wednesday through Friday bit, I have an evening game every time. And then the Sunday game is a follow-up adventure where you take those characters from MorkBorg that survived the first adventure, obviously, and then you escape. You get to escape from the bowels of Galgenbeck, just as the party just went into the bowels. They're coming out of the bowels. That's gross. Of Galgenbeck, and it'll be a lot of fun. So if any of you are over that way, I'd consider playing.
Well, ETC has a good point. 30% survival rating.
Literally.
All right.
Roll a d3 when you enter the adventure. But what did you two think? You have fun?
Oh yes.
That was a good time. I enjoyed it. It had a little hook to it. It had some a little bit of delving. It had some crazy moments. I was surprised I lasted as long as I did.
Hey, you had 9 hit points though. You did fine. If you had stopped to heal yourself before going in that final room, you would have been fine.
Coming from the guy at the beginning of the session who pulled on the push door.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey,
what did you expect?
You had 6 more hit. You had 6 more hit points than Uncle Brad did, though.
Right. What did you think, Uncle Brad?
Oh, I enjoyed it, but I've played the game, but not enough to have any degree of familiarity with the rules. But it is it's very, very dark, but you can. It's great if you're doing like a one shot. I can see for a campaign, it's really tough for survival.
Well, actually, here's the fun part with the campaign, by the way, is every day you get to roll, and this is actually one of my favorite things about MorkBorg. I could share my screen and show you if you wanted, but
you sure can. Go for
it. It's the present view, right?
Yeah, present, and then share screen, and then you select screen. The tab or what you want to show.
Okay. Let's see. I want window. I'm going to do entire screen in this instance.
There you go.
All right. Okay. So here's a view of some of the artwork, which is amazing. All of it is YouTube appropriate, I promise. There's nothing too terribly profane. But
You're right, it is an art piece you play. Good lord.
It is. It's amazing. But here, these 2 pages, right? This is, for every campaign will pretty much be different. Because every day in the game world, you can either roll a D100, a D20, a D10, a D6, or a D2. Obviously, D4, D8, etc. if you want to include those. But the idea is that for every time you roll a 1, that the apocalypse moves forward 1 time. And for today's session, I read my favorite of them. I'll just show you Psalm 1 here, which is this one. The city shall be made hollow. Of those who rest in the hollowness, they shall not be seen. Which, of course, was foreshadowing that one of the priests could cast invisibility. Mm-hmm. But for each of these, the idea is that each step gets you 1 point closer to the apocalypse until eventually the 7th psalm is read and there's nothing left. The world ends. So it's really all about what do you do with the time you have left. Every day counts. It's not one of those RPGs where you can just fast forward 6 months. And as a DM who counts time and who really measures time by the day, in my own home game, this is good fun. It's excellent.
So yeah, because again, I have not really. I've been exposed a little bit to a flavor of this MorkBorg system, but this in essence, if you were to boil this down, this is a almost how do you survive the apocalypse kind of game then, in essence.
In a sense, it's kind of like it's more like, because you don't really survive is the thing, right? No matter what you do, your characters will die, right?
Oh.
At the end, well, remember, you're going to the end of the apocalypse. So do they live to see the final days of the world, or do they not? You know?
Okay.
And I find it. I also love using that mechanic. I use that mechanic for the big bad evil guy in all of my campaigns. I give like the big bad evil guy in my D&D games a 7-step plan or a 5-step plan, and every day I roll a D100. And do they get 1 step closer to that plan? Yes or no?
Well,
I find
now you've got to either make a video on
I could.
on the villain 5-step program.
Yeah, literally. It's I could. It's one of the it's little things. See, I would never have thought to do that because to me it's just like duh. But yeah, it's fun. It's a cool way of doing things.
You gotta at this point. You know, the first step is I'm guessing the big bad evil guy admits they have a problem, or what?
Yeah. They get it. First, step number 1, they get a posse together.
Yeah. It's a 12-step program, all right.
Right. But I mean, I think that'd be great. I would love to see that. Would you make a video about that? Would you do
absolutely.
that?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to.
All right. So everybody be on the lookout for D and Disability and the Big Bad Evil Guy's 5-step program. Because I really want to watch that now.
That'd be fun. TM BBEG self-help.
Right, yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Here's my course for being a better villain.
Right. I think another fun one would be therapy for villains, or therapy for villains, where essentially you take maybe people could write in, or you could take villains that you've seen from other people's games that are just not that great, and kind of tweak them and show people what they could do differently to make their villains even more stand out.
Is this the really villain column, or is this the self-help column in the villain newspaper?
I will say, and I stole this from Matt Colville, and I recommend everybody does. If you want better villains in your campaigns, give a friend of yours who's bored and too busy to play RPGs themselves, give them control over that villain. Give them a single-page sheet of that villain's background and all of their resources, and tell them, hey, play this villain, and then you just, every so often, you send them a message and say, this is what's going on, what do you do? And they will play the most ruthless, evil, conniving MFer in the world. It's best. It is. And then the best part is then you rope them in for that one night D&D game where the evil guy finally shows up, and some random player shows up at the table, and the party's all like, who dis? And then there's the villain right there. And
this is Kugath, our villain.
It's amazing. It's
Kugath,
I've done it.
Meet Shelley, Brad.
Oh yeah, because then they think like a player. They act like, they get all. It's amazing. It's so good. So there's a piece of free advice.
Nice. Uncle Brett, thanks for being here. As always, you're a huge trooper with the Wednesday Roleplay Wednesday stream. So thanks for being here. I'm looking forward to our next sit down session again. I've really been enjoying these, and I hope you guys have too. I think it's a great way to add a little pizzazz to the channel, as well as just getting some folks together, doing stuff like this, a little bit of networking, and showing everybody these new channels, new friendly faces, and everything. So I think it's good. I'm really excited for the next one, and I'm sure we'll have you around again. Their D and Disability to run another horrific game of MorkBorg.
I'm happy to do this as a fill gap if and I have there's a ton of other RPGs I have that I could run as well. We could run Big Eyes Small Mouth. We could run Mouse Guard. We could run I run Basic Fantasy. I also run Osric and a bunch of others as well. So
nice. Okay. Well, I think with that being said, I think we will probably be wrapping the stream up here. Again, if you haven't placed your votes for the Paint Minis Live, what you'd like to see next in the community section of the channel, please do that, because that'll let me know which way the wind will blow. Big thank you to D and Disability. If you haven't checked out D and Disability's channel, please do. It's a lot of fun. And just some good thinky stuff for you to mull over in between games and sessions, or if you're just painting some models, it's a great listen too. I've done that every once in a while. Just check in and listen to a little bit of D and Disability. Again, a big thank you to you, Uncle Brat, for coming around. It's always delightful to see you, and even better to play alongside you. We will be back on Thursday night, which is tomorrow night. Again, I'm still dealing with the whole push-pull door thing. But tomorrow night at 8:45 Central Standard Time, and next week we will have once again Role Play Wednesday. So if you liked what you saw tonight, please come on back next Wednesday to see these fine folks as well as myself play some more role playing. So with that, goodbye, Uncle Brett. Goodbye, D and Disability, and we'll see you again next week.
Take care, Bill. Take care, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye. Well, there you have it, friends. Thanks again for coming to Paint Minis Live Roleplay Wednesday. I'm your host, Bill T, for Paint Minis Live from the Creation Cave. We'll see you again tomorrow at 8:45 Central Time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.